Hello everyone and welcome to Cineful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk Start Collecting Conquest, the last argument of kings, and today we're going to take a look at the Old Dominions one-player starter set and see how we can use this box set to start an Old Dominion force for the game. Now, we're going to go through the contents of the box set, talk a little bit about all the units, how they can be built, what they do on the tabletop, before looking at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial purchase. We'll then finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own army for Conquest, the last argument of kings, using the Old Dominion. And so, to start off with, the character model we get in this box set is an Archimandrite. This is a medium infantry character that is a priest as well, a level 6 priest at that, which is pretty nice. It's got the Devout Rule standard, which is really cool, so it's going to get some extra successes every time it casts spells on its own unit, and Terrifying 1 in there as well. A variety of spells from, first of all, Hazalia's Touch, where you can target a friendly regiment and they'll heal some wounds. You could also do Dark Immolation as well, where you can get some Aura of Death abilities. Unholy Baptism and Blasphemous Power give you a wide variety of different spells to have access to for your force. You then have the Supremacy ability, Scholar of the Profane, where the character stand may perform 2 spellcasting actions each round. The character stand cannot attempt to cast the same spell though more than once, and this Supremacy ability is always considered to be active. In addition to that though, once per battle, the Archimandrite can activate this Supremacy ability, and until the end of the round the character stand may reroll any number of dice when performing a spellcasting action. So straight away you've just got a really insanely good spellcaster. 2 spells coming out of it a turn, the ability to reroll the entire roll once per game if it doesn't happen what you want to. This is just a solid character to start off with your force. Now, you've got 6 stands of either Legionnaires or Praetorian Guard. Now, Legionnaires are the cheapest infantry choice. We've got 120 points for 3 stands. They are a medium infantry unit. Now, base defense 1, but they also have shield, so a defense 2 in that front arc, along with support 2 as well, means large units of them can work really nicely. Like all things, they have the Terrifying 1, and they've got the Memories of Old ability Phalanx, where the regiment counts its defense characteristic as 1 point higher against all hits originating from its front. Furthermore, the regiment cannot benefit from the Inspired Special Rule. Its maximum charge distance is always march value +3, and it cannot occupy garrison terrain. So, pretty cool stuff, all standard there with that Phalanx rule. Phalanx, pretty similar to other Phalanx rules we've got within the game as well. Now, the other unit this can be built as the Praetorian Guard. They're a medium infantry unit as well. They don't have the support, but they do have, a defensive 2 standard with shields again. And they've got, 5 attacks per stand coming out of them with 5 wounds. They're that, a little bit more elite troops available to you. Generally, these are going to be something that is going to need to be unlocked for a lot of characters, so there are some that will have them as their mainstay units. Now, the other 6 stands we've got can be built as either Moroi or Keres. These are sort of our 2 ghost, weird sort of spirit models we have. First of all, we have the Keres, which are a light infantry unit. Keres have a Barrows 3 12-inch range attack with Sure Shot, which is really nice. Means the regiment is not considered obscured by terrain when determining line of sight during a volley action. They've got Devout on them as well, so they can take some blessings really nice. And they are a priest as well, which is really interesting. They're a priest +1 per stand, and they've got their own spells for Drain, Will, and Insanity. The other unit we have is the Keres. They can also be built, obviously, out of the Moroi kit. Now, the Keres are a priest as well, so you can get some spells out of them, which is really nice. Now, the Moroi as well are going to provide you with Immolation and Translocation. They're going to be a little bit more direct damage dealing. They haven't got a ranged attack, so they're all combat all the time with 6 attacks per stand coming out of them. Also, we would like to thank Parabellum for sponsoring the channel with Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings and Conquest First Blood. If you'd like to help the channel, you can do so by supporting us by going and using our affiliate code to get 10% off your orders on the Parabellum e-store. The code here on the screen will get you the said discount, CFGCONQ5. Go and get yourself 10% off and help the channel continue to make more and more Conquest content. Now, if we're looking at where to go next with this army, for me, I think the Fallen Dominion is just an absolute must for the army. This is an absolutely amazing centerpiece model, but also it's just going to provide you with so much. How this effectively works is this model gets better as more stuff in your army dies, but your army also heals itself, and it continues to get better. The more you heal, the more things die, the more you heal, it keeps getting better and better and go up in its tiers. It's blessed, got base cleave 1 at its tier 1, but can go all the way up to having, you know, insane rules like brutal impact 3, impact 5, hardened 2, unstoppable cleave 3. It can get incredibly powerful after you start getting all the upgrades available to it. Even its tier 1 though, 8 attacks, 10 wounds with clash 2, cleave 1, harden 1 and impact 4 along with flank. This thing is just super solid, and it's a character that doesn't need to have its own retinue. It can only have 2 models in its retinue as well, and we'll talk about some of those units they can be later. Now, the first unit I want to talk about that you can add to this is the Cataphractoid. These are a medium cavalry unit, brutal impact 2 with impact 3 and shields. This makes them, you know, a solid unit. Defense 3 base as well means they're going to be defense 4 in that front arc. And they're going to be putting out 5 attacks at clash 2 on a 4 wound stand. This is just really nice. The impact +1, memory of old, is nice where you can get some bonus impact. And they've also got shock as well, where when they perform a charge action, the stand benefits from inspired. Twice applied, one after the other. There's exceptions to special rules and multiple instances of them not stacking, so you get +2 to your clash when they charge, which is pretty cool to go up to clash 4. Now, you can also have bone golems. This is another good unit you can bring in. They're a heavy brute unit. Cleave 2 with harden 1, impact 2 in there as well. These guys are just super solid. Defense 3 base, they've got that harden in there as well. 6 wounds, 4 attacks, clash 2. You know, a really all-round solid unit that could put out some hurt, but really take a beating as well. And the last unit I want to talk about is one of the units you can actually bring in with your Fallen Divinity in their retinue, and this is the Calyatids. Now, these are a ranged unit. They've got barrage 3 with a 20-inch range, and the memory of old can actually give them a +1 barrage. Armor piercing 2 on those shots as well, with 2 for their volley score, and then 4 attacks for 5 wounds. Clash 2, they're still not too bad in combat either. And so here we have our sample army list for the Old Dominion. 1,000 points spent. This is a really simple army to pick up. It just requires that starter box and a Fallen Divinity. Pretty simple here. We've got the Archimandrite, and he's going to have his warband containing a unit of Keres, a unit of Legionnaires of 6 strong. This is what we put everything into pretty much. You know, you could make Praetorian Guard, but the fact that we have support with the Legionnaires, for me, you just want to build that big 6 block of Legionnaires, gives you a good solid starting point, a nice big unit. An Icon Bearer and Standard Bearer in the unit. There is models particularly for the Icon Bearer, but you can certainly, I think, just build 2 standards, put them in the same unit. There's no need to pick up the extra model unless you really like that model. A Moroi as well as another unit, and then we add in the Fallen Divinity, which when taken in our force must be the Warlord. This also, you know, has its own retinue. It doesn't need to have any models in said retinue, which is really cool, and just brings, you know, a nice heavy hitter to the force. The Archimandrite and those Legionnaires will be really crucial in just sort of regrowing your troops and sort of keep powering up that Fallen Divinity so it can smack down in later turns of the game. If you've been playing with the Old Dominion in Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings, though, let us know how you've been going down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And if you did enjoy the video and you want to say something, leave us a comment down below and let us know what you thought. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our great little community here at Cinderful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also down there in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel if you'd like to do so. You can either grab yourself some merch via our Teespring or Ko-fi stores, which are linked down there, or our Patreon and YouTube members where you can help support the channel, get yourself a shout out, and indeed if you're a YouTube member as well, get yourself some cool emotes to use in our live discussions or indeed on your comments on YouTube. As a special thank you to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer Shot First, Andrew Bowen, The Rising 8, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Nicholas Conomos, Colorblind Magic, and Daniel Etherington. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariane Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, James Tillman, and Dylan Areno. And lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see here for the channel, and to everyone who helps run our Discord server, all our mods, you're fantastic, and everyone who makes it a great place in there as well, and indeed to everyone who helps come and do the battle reports, and to all our sponsors on the channel as well. Thank you all once again for watching, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.